season. It's just a beast and a pick from the block.
Man, but you're fucking around.
I got a man, but I'm fucking around, cause I'm young and I can't be tied down.
Oh, baby, just to get down.
They got a girl, she got nothing on me, but we post up.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to actually be doing my wedding nails. As you guys see, I'm currently pushing back my cuticles, but Michael and I are finally getting married. Our wedding was 7/2/22. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all the well wishes and everyone who has commented and posted and tagged us in all of our wedding photos and everything like that. So thank you guys so much. I will try to include a few wedding pictures at the end, that way just for you guys, like all of my subbies who like, you know, who would like to see. We do have a couples channel and we are going to actually start posting on it soon. So if you would like, it's at Mike and C TV. I will leave it linked either in the cards or down below. But right now, I am using a cuticle ball bit just to clean up my cuticles. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm using a Young Nails cuticle bit, and it's just a flat top small carbide bit. And that's just to get all of the dead epinicium and dead skin off of my nail plate. And so I'm just cleaning up around my cuticles, and then I'll go in and actually prep the surface of my nail with a sanding band, and this is a 240 grit sanding band. So yeah, yeah guys, we got married. It was so nice. Like, everyone was so sweet. All the staff and everything who helped us, all of our planners and everything. So yes, we had a great time. The food was good. His mom made the cake, and people were asking about extra cake for days after the wedding. So I'm super happy about that. If you guys would like to see more pictures, I do have some on my Instagram from the bachelorette party and some from the wedding, but we're gonna post actual photos probably in another day or so, if they're not up already by the time that this video goes up. And of course, all of my social media handles and all that is always linked in the bio. So now that I'm done this other hand, I'm just gonna go in with the Young Nails swipe. Fun fact, I actually really like this stuff. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Probably that, the cuticle bit, and the protein bond, hands down, have to have. Love them. So I just went in with just some generic tips. We had some at work, and I think I just brought them home because I needed to use them. Or yeah, don't ask me where I got these tips from. It's probably Express, but they're just generic tips because they do curve over slightly. And so now I'm going in with some swipe and just cleaning my nails. This is the gelish, I think it's the Pro Bond, or no, I lied, it's the pH Bond. So this one is just the nail prep, so like your dehydrator, and then the Pro Bond is the primer. So I'm going to go in with 2 coats of that. This is the Pro Bond, so this is the primer. I didn't mean to prime my nails twice with both the gelish and the Young Nails primer, but I mean the Young Nails protein bond, but you know what? Life happens. But I will say I have very minimal lifting. Normally my normal spots, like the corners of my nails, always lift. Like, I don't know what it is, but they always lift. So yeah, I just went in and made sure I got everything nice and prepped and primed, and I'm going in, of course, with 2 coats of protein bond. 1 if you're using gel polish, if you're just doing a basic gel manicure. But yes, I do really like this protein bond. So now I'm going in with this Nude Acrylic. I actually made this acrylic with a little bit of Young Nails Cover Earth, and I think the Mia's Secret. I have no idea. It's not even near me. I'm not even home to tell you guys what I used. But it is a Mia's Secret. I think it's either the Cover Beige or the Cover Nude, or Blush Nude. So whichever one has a little bit of glitter in it, that's what I mixed. I don't have exact measurements. I've just kind of put them together until I found something that worked for pretty much everyone's skin tone. I wanted something light, something kind of pinky, something kind of brown. That way it goes with everyone. And so this is the color I ended up coming up with, and it turned out perfect. So now I am just doing a fill-in. I'm just going to be doing a full set on all of my nails. And it is easier for me to go from one hand to the other and then switch between the two. So I do tend to start right above the tip. I don't always have the edges completely covered. I'll do that with my second or third bead. And so I do apologize. I'm trying a new filming setup, and that's what that black stand is that you see there behind my hand. I'm so sorry because it's such an eyesore, but I can get in, I can see, it's not obstructing, you know, my view, it's not in the way. It's just so much easier to film, and I've noticed that it's a lot easier for me to stay in frame with it, but I hate that it's right there. So back to the drawing board, but at least for now that's what I'm going to be using. This is just me going in with a couple of extra beads here and there just to make sure everything is nice and even, and then I'm just going to continue this process on all 10 nails. So unfortunately I was out of frame on my other hand. Of course, it never seems to fail me. I'm always out of frame, so I do apologize about that. But now I'm going in with an 80/80 file. This is a zebra file, so it just means it's just striated. And I guess it's supposed to be softer, but first off, them files brand new out the pack are rough, like, and sharp. I cut myself, and so that's why it's all beat up looking now, because I had to break it in. Yeah, no, but I love how crisp my shape was, so I guess I can't complain too much. After I've done the general shaping on the edges, then I will switch to my e-file and seal my cuticles and smooth over the top. So now I'm going in with a medium ceramic safety bit, and I do go over the entire surface. So I do a general overview of the nail, if that makes sense. So I'll just generally go over the entire nail, make sure everything is smooth, get out any lumps or bumps or anything like that. And then I will continue to do that over all 10 nails and just going over the surface, making sure everything is nice and smooth and even. And then I will switch bits and go in with something a little bit finer. So if you ever notice that your nails are kind of wide, how I am filing the sides like that there, right along the edge, that is how I bring in my nails and not make them look as wide. I do slightly have wide nails, especially towards my free edge. They tend to kind of taper outwards. So I just do that little trick. That way I'm not having any super wide stiletto nails, because nobody wants that. You will have to make sure that you do change your the position of your hand. That way you are looking at your nails from every angle. You don't want to have any lumps or bumps just because it looks smooth looking down. You just want to make sure everything is nice and smooth as you look across, as you look from the top of the nail, as you're looking from the side of the nail, from underneath, everything like that. So you just want to make sure you are looking at all of your nails from different angles. So right now I'm making sure that I don't have any ridges underneath. I did mess up the underside of my first finger because I was not holding the e-file steady enough. So I do have a couple of ridges, and one of the sides of that first finger is a little bit higher on the underside. No one never knows until you tell them, but just be careful when you're cleaning up underneath the nail. So now that I am done with that medium bit, I'm going in with this extra fine, it's just a regular metal bit. I can't think what it's called, but it just has a flat top. I did tag the corners that way as I'm going along the edges of my nails, that I am not causing any rings of fire, and I'm not digging into my nail. It's soft enough where it's not going to cut me, and that it's not also like I said, going to dig into your nail and leave rings of fire. So you do want to just tag the edge of your new bits just a little bit, not too much to round them out, because at that point you might as well use a safety bit, and you don't want to damage your bit, but you do want to make sure that they're not sharp and not going to cut you or your client. So now I'm just going in with some swipe. I'm cleaning my nails, and I do brush up and down so I'm not leaving any dust in those cuticle pockets. Yeah, it's kind of hard doing it with your opposite hand, but you do want to make sure you're cleaning up underneath your nails as well. And then of course it will just air dry and you are already prepped for your polish. So this is what it looks like afterwards, and right now I'm just drawing a Frenchie. I believe I did it on 3 of the nails, and then the inner 2, the ring finger and the middle finger, are going to be different. These liner brushes are on my Amazon wish list. Excuse me. Unfortunately, I can't do it as an affiliate program, you know, due to subscribers and numbers and all that other good jazz. I did put everything on a wish list, so it's able, or I think it's called a wish list, or whatever your saved list is. Like, you know, you save stuff, not save it for later, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It's linked in the bio. They're the Beatles 5-pack of brushes, and I have some of them at work, and then the others I keep at home, and then I'll switch between whatever I need as I need it. Frenchies, I can film a tutorial on them, but there are also so many other ones, and I feel like are slightly better. I'm not fast with it yet. It definitely takes me a few tries, and especially doing it on myself, just to kind of get everything perfect and have it looking the way I want, especially because these are your wedding nails. Well, they're my wedding nails. These are my wedding nails. You want to make sure, I wanted to make sure that everything was nice and perfect. So I'm looking at them from both sides, making sure that you know, that the French is the same size and how wide it is, and it's as deep as it is on all of the other nails, so they don't look crazy and janky. And so I'm just filling in those corners. And instead of using the liner brush, I'm using the actual brush from the white polish, from the white gel polish. That way, it's just a little bit faster. So I'm looking at them from different angles, making sure that they're the same, if there's any touch-ups, and then I'm just putting it in the lamp to cure. So this is where I was trying to figure out what kind of like font I wanted to do. So the middle of it just says I do, and it just wasn't given the way I needed it to look. So wiped it off, tried again. And so I will say I like the white underneath. It did give it a pop, but I think it would have been fine if I just used the navy blue that I was going to use anyway. It was covered up by glitter. You weren't really going to see it, but I don't know. I just didn't like the look of the white underneath it. So I definitely would have changed it, especially as the set has grown out and it just looks different. So yeah. And so this kind of took me a little while too, just to match the eye and keep it really cute and curvy and all that good stuff. So you'll kind of see me, I didn't like how far the O was, and I just kind of move it over ever so slightly, and you know, make sure everything looks good, and you know, fixing it to my liking. So now I'm going over the white with a navy. These are both from Beetles. Like I said, everything is linked in that like wish list, little like saved. I really can't think what it is. It's not a playlist. I mean, it's called a wish list, but it's, you know, it's called something else too. I don't know, y'all, but either way, I do have it saved. And so with that wet gel polish, I'm putting some glittery iridescent polish, some glittery iridescent glitter over top of it, and then curing it in the lamp. And then I'll go ahead and brush off the excess. Like I said, I did them white initially because I wasn't sure if I wanted the blue on my nails, but there's an old saying, it's like, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. And so this was my quote unquote something blue that I did for the cute little rhyme, for, you know, for like the cute little wedding traditions and stuff. So I would have just did the blue by itself, but I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. And then our blue ended up changing a little bit. We ended up going more navy instead of the light blue we were initially going to do. And so I had a perfect like light periwinkle gorgeous blue, and yeah, no, we didn't even do that color. So I switched it to navy, that way it matched our groomsmen. Oh, and Mike also wore blue too. So now I'm going back over the white, just making sure that I'm doing another coat. Everything is nice and even. I don't like when white tends to look very like sheer, like you know it needs a second coat to look really good and saturated, and so that's what I was just doing for that. Jumped ahead, I'm so sorry, but yeah, me putting those rhinestones on did that none of that footage even made it, so skipping that. We're jumping right to top coat. So this is the Beatles top coat, and I do take that small liner brush that I was using earlier, and I'm going around the back of the crystals. That way everything is encased and encapsulated inside of that gel, so nothing pops off. And so I actually had some of them fall off, and everything stayed on except for the physical like crystal part itself. Like the backing was on, the color was still on, everything. So it didn't go nowhere. It's just the fact that the crystals stopped sticking to whatever color was encased, the iridescent color that was encased on it. So now I'm switching to my other hand. I am going in with this Macart nail foil gel. I think that's what it's called. And I'm going in with this really pretty rose decal. And I'm trying to imprint that on my nail and slowly peel it off. It wasn't as pigmented and like contrasted as I thought it was going to be on the nude, but it still turned out okay. I like the roses. It ended up matching my bouquet very well, and I really like that. So yeah, we were kind of just having a nude moment. I was letting the Frenchies stand out, and unless you actually looked at my hand, you wouldn't have known they were there. So I did like that because it does match the I do. You can see that there's a little bit of something on there, but it's not a crazy outstanding amount. Unlike the French and all of the gems and stuff we put on and all of our bling, and so doing that I felt like helped the nails kind of balance out a little bit. So I am using my non-dominant hand. I'm not left-handed, I'm right-handed, and so you'll kind of see me struggle a little bit doing my other hand, doing my right hand. So it's going to be a lot of cleanup, a lot of back and forth. So I did the foil first, and now I'm going in on the rest of the other 3 nails and just painting a French tip. So now going in around my cuticles, I added a little bit of bling. I started with a bigger stone. They don't have sizes on them, unfortunately, but I'm just showing you guys what I have so far. I wanted everything to mimic each other, but I started with the big gems and then worked around to a smaller one on the edges. Just kind of tapering off, and then on the middle and ring finger I did a heart, a bow, and then you'll see me add a few of the stones underneath. Now I'm just going in with top coat, and I'm just making sure everything is nice and covered in that top coat, and of course taking that same liner brush and going around each of the stones and making sure everything is nice and encased. After a little bit of cuticle oil and rubbing that in, this is pretty much our finished product. I'm a little bit early, but after this is our finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.